welcome to the Metabolic Balance ANZ podcast. So, this is where we are sharing real stories and insights to help you on your metabolic balance journey to optimal health and personalized nutrition. I'm Cherry Wills, your host, and today I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by Paula Lamprecht, who is sharing her metabolic balance journey with us today. Hello, Paula.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm so pleased you're joining us because I actually don't know anything about your journey yet, and I'm just so excited to hear. So, can you share when did you do metabolic balance?
I started the Metabolic Balance program in July last year, but I went and saw my practitioner, Sharon, in June last year. So it all started
Okay.
um, when my neighbor Lily actually had gone to see Sharon, and she was feeling
Mm-hmm.
really great and just looking really great, and just the energy was just there. And I was like, oh, I've always wanted to do something like this, like a program that actually works. And I could see it in
Yeah.
flesh. I could
Yeah.
see it, like, in, you know, Lily's face was just lit up so much, with just how well she was looking. And I was like, I should do something like this. And anyway, she ended up giving me Sharon's details, and I went to Sharon and started my journey. So, and I haven't really looked back at all. Like,
Cool.
it's been like, yeah, it's been hard work, but really well worth every step in the journey. So,
So we're at the 12-month mark here, aren't we? We're at the 12
yes,
months, a year's mark
yeah.
of change. So, can you paint a picture, really, what your health was like then? At the beginning of last year. So, um, what? How old are you, first of all,
I'm
Paul, if you don't
48
mind
years
me
old,
asking?
and
48. And what? So,
prior to
and yeah.
starting the journey, I have always been a bit of a yo-yo dieter, I guess. And I
Okay.
know we shouldn't be using the word diet because it is a program, but I've always been all over the shop with like my eating and just being healthy and just
Mm-hmm.
living a really busy lifestyle with having twin boys, playing lots of sports. We're in
Mm-hmm.
and out. I work full time. Um, Over the years as well, we've had quite a few tragedies in our life. Like, both my parents have passed away, and my mother-in-law has passed
Mm-hmm.
away, and there's been, significant traumas in our life where we kind of binge eat and we don't eat very well, and it's just been a
Mm-hmm.
yo-yo for me, like, over, a period of time. And then I was really, really busy at work, and I was like tired all the time, and I just couldn't get on top of my health, I guess. And after I saw Lily and how energized she was, I was like, oh, she's caught on to something here. So when I
Mm-hmm.
started the program, it was really hard because that phase 1 that they talk about was really hard for me. But then I got onto
Okay.
phase 2, and I could eat all the foods on my program. And yes, I was a little bit tired in the beginning because my body was going through enormous change. But I guess I just
Mm-hmm.
learned to stick to like the quantities, and what was on my program. And I was really, really
Mm-hmm.
strict with everything on my program and stuck to the rules. And I don't think I went into phase 3 probably until November last year, because my husband also started the program last year. So I sort of didn't want to go into phase 3 until I actually, he joined the program, and then I could sort of
Mm-hmm.
transition out into sort of balancing it. But now I'm 12 months down the track, and I sort of know what I need to eat, what's really good for my gut, those foods that actually help support
Mm-hmm.
just being, you know, having energy and just feeding my gut the right foods. And it's just been,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's been a tough journey, but a very fulfilling journey, to be honest with you. So, and just going back to wholesome
Okay.
foods, and just cutting out all the unnecessary foods in your diet, I guess, and just going back to your basic fruit and veggies and your protein, and just not snacking anymore, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it was quite a big shift from what you were doing before. I mean, like that's would you say that's because I mean, like before you were you've been yo-yo dieting, doing all sorts of yeah
yeah,
different trials of things.
that's it. Yeah,
So like most people, I mean, that's like a very normal journey to have done to have is this constant,
yep,
I don't know, trying different things, feeling a bit lousy, horribly busy,
definitely.
yeah, the different um, traumas and things like that, just busy
Yeah.
work.
And I think
And
sometimes
so
what we do is we just grab the fast food, and we grab all the sugary sort of foods that it's not really good for our gut, and it kind of makes us feel really drowned,
yeah,
like we kind of just are really tired all the time and just doesn't give us energy. But once you tip yourself over to eating those fruit and veggies and everything that's on your program, you start to actually have a lot more energy. And it's just, I was just really surprised. It got me through work. My mind was so clear, and I could actually think a lot better, and my sleep improved.
yeah,
There was a lot of things that were in my specific goals that when I sat down with Sharon, when she asked me what my
yeah,
goals were, and I listed them out as mainly being having energy, having also energy in the future because I'm closer to turning 50. I want to still have energy into my 50s,
hmm
in the next 10
you
years.
want to have energy into your
Well,
80s,
that's
really.
it. You want to have energy for the rest of your life, but it's at
Yeah.
when you're at that point in your life when you still got kids
Mm,
to get
mm,
through, you're
mm.
working full time, and
Yeah,
you just want to have that energy to get through your day, it
yeah.
just one day at a time,
Mm,
basically. And it's
mm,
given me
yeah, yeah.
a bit of a, I guess, grip on the amount to eat as well, because like, overeating and just giving enough to fuel your body during the day to get through
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
has been
mm-hmm,
great. So,
mm-hmm.
and the clarity in my
Yeah.
mind, like just by eating like the fruit and veggies that are on my program and the proteins, and it has
Mm-hmm,
just really, gone next. I always say next
mm-hmm,
level, but it's not, it's next level in the fact of like it's changed me as a person as well. And just really given
mm-hmm.
me my life back, I guess. So,
You've mentioned gut health a few times. So what was it, if you wouldn't mind sharing, what was your gut health actually like if we just talk about that just for a little
um,
bit?
look, over the years, like I guess as a little kid, I was not a very skinny girl growing up, and I was a little bit pudgy. And so,
Mm-hmm.
I had gone through like a Weight Watchers program when I was a teenager, and I lost a fair bit of weight. But slowly, I was sort of in my 20s, not overweight, I would say. But then obviously I got married and had kids, and then the traumas in my life, like having, I've
Mm-hmm.
had, it wasn't easy for me to get pregnant either. So I had endometriosis and I had to do IVF, etc., etc. So all that sort of stuff was kind of a bit taxing on me personally. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
I guess once all the traumas started to happen in my life, like you kind of just go to like junk food all the time and just foods that are not good for you. So I guess, yeah, I guess I put on a fair bit of weight over a period of time, and I got
Yeah.
to a point where I just was not happy with myself. And it's not about weight loss, but it is about healthy eating. And as a result of healthy eating, it just automatically comes off you,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
which is really great.
What do you think is different though with where so I mean like I think people listening here will like say okay well is it really just eating lots of fruit and veg
I think,
or is it because it is I mean like
yeah,
we know Metabolic Balance provides you with a unique food list,
definitely.
so I suppose you will have done healthy eating in the past.
Yes. I think,
What would how could you kind of describe what you see as the difference between following your MB plan and just
yeah,
general healthy eating?
I think the difference is before you actually go down the track of actually getting your program written, you have to get your blood tests done. Once your blood tests get
Mhm.
done, like all your results go to your practitioner, and
Yeah.
then based on what the results are in your blood test, like that's where your program is developed, and that
Mhm.
program with different proteins, fruits, veggies,
Mhm.
etc.,
Mhm.
etc., they are the foods on the that are the best for your gut health, specific
Mhm.
to you,
Mhm.
based on your results from your blood
Mhm.
test. So if you stick to
Mhm.
those specific vegetables, your fruits, your apple
Mhm.
a day, like your proteins,
Mhm.
etc., that are your best friends to your gut, right? So, and I know
Mm.
my practice.
And you would, I'm sorry,
Yep.
and you would really say you notice that difference, because that's kind of what I
Yeah.
know I see this in clients myself, that they notice the difference. But I think a lot of people have this skepticism. Well, isn't it just everybody gets the same list, or isn't
Yep.
it just, well, I could just eat the same? But you've done healthy eating in the
That's
past
right.
and not got these kind of results.
Cor-
It's only when you actually get your food list that you've got the results.
yes, correct. And I think because they're so specific to you, to your gut,
Mhm.
and that
Mhm.
your gut, something happens with the foods and your guts. It just like is just like a match made in
Yeah.
heaven almost, like. And I think I saw what my husband had on his program as well, and we had
Yeah.
totally different foods. Like we had a few similar things, but like his food list was totally different to mine. And you have to actually have a look at your list on your program and actually go, okay, these are the foods that are the best for your gut. Like, for example, I was a bit devastated when I didn't have tomatoes on my program because I love tomatoes, right? So, but I
Yeah.
actually now, even nearly a year down the track, it's not like I still eat tomatoes every now and again, but and I still love tomatoes, but I sort of chop and change and I know what's good for me and my gut. So there might be a day
Mhm.
where I might have a salad with
Mhm.
tomato and cucumber and things that
Mhm.
are not on my
Mhm.
program. But,
Mhm.
my practitioner always talks about the 80-20 rule. And
Mhm.
I think, if you stick to your program, for at least 80% of the week. I have had a few bloopers recently with maybe 50%, but that's another
Well,
story.
that's normal life,
Yeah.
isn't it? That's normal
Well,
life coming in.
another
Yeah.
thing, I guess that I haven't touched on is that I'm also going through menopause at the moment. So I went back to my practitioner
Mhm.
and we opened up my program, and Sharon has working with me at the moment so we can step through some things, for me personally, going
Yeah.
through my next journey in my life, I guess. So, but having had gone through that program already and knowing what I needed to do, and like, I just kind of just jumped
Mhm.
into it. And she said, "Look, go back to your
Mhm.
program and stick to that for X amount of days or X amount of meals." And she just kind of stepped through it
Mhm.
with me, and I didn't have to, because I had already done it last year. I kind of knew what I needed to do to get through this phase of my life as well. But I guess the good thing is that I've learnt now how to eat healthy and how it makes me feel. So when I divert from that, I don't feel great, and I sort of pull myself back into line. And I try
Yeah.
and stick to. I don't stick strictly to the program now that I'm in phase 3/4, like living life and whatnot. But I always go back to my folder with all my foods and recheck my foods again, because if you're tired,
Mhm.
if you're stressed at work, all those things that you go through in life, if you go back to your program foods, and start that again, then you just suddenly within a
Mhm.
week or two just feel really good again.
Mhm.
I sometimes go back to eating my program food maybe for 3 days straight, and automatically after 3 days, I'm feeling so much better, just in my
Mhm.
energy, just
Yeah.
in everything. So it supports me to get through what I
Mhm.
need to get through in my day to day life.
So it kind of, so would you agree, or what would you say about, like, it's an education, isn't it?
It
I
is.
mean,
Yep.
you've 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 done metabolic balance with your practitioner now, and you now have the knowledge every day.
That's it. And I think what you do is it's a bit of a learning process over a period of time. Like you might not know it straight away, but
Mm-hmm.
like the phase one in trying to clean your body, like those first 2 days doing the program, and then going into phase two and doing that 28 days, the first 14 days of no oils, and then the next 14 days with oils. Like, my practitioner talked to me a lot about your body is doing so much inside that you cannot see, but it's all internal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just, yeah, it's an amazing journey that you're just learning along the way. And I think the good thing is that you learn and you can actually take that, and when you get into that busyness of life that my practitioner spoke to me about, because I have busy times at my work where I'm crazy busy.
Mm.
um, you're just grabbing some fast food sometimes and you kind of don't think about the end result, I guess. But you always can go back to your program foods, and you'll always, it's an education really. So I mean, growing up,
Mm.
I
Mm.
grew up in a fish and chip shop. My parents had a fish and chip shop, so I've always been around food.
Okay.
I've been around a lot of
Mm.
not so good food too, so I kind of know the difference
Mm.
between the not so good food with the
Mm.
good food, and you kind of just have to balance it all out. And to be honest with you, I mean, I've had some, you know ice creams and naughty foods over a period of time too, but I think it's all in the name of balance, to be honest with you. Hence metabolic balance. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
been a really great journey to learn. And I can take this now and live with this forever because you're actually eating wholesome foods. So yeah, it's just been,
Yeah.
for me, it's been a bit of a life changer for me because like just eating not so good foods to not make you feel great all the time. Like the program has been really,
Mm.
really good. And the little things like the
Mm-hmm.
eight rules, like the piece of paper of the eight rules that you get, like it's unbelievable. If you actually follow that, it actually works for you. So, and I
Mm.
still drink
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
my literage of water every day. I have my apple a day. Yeah, and it just makes me feel really good. And I'm
That's awesome.
yeah, and I'm really proud of like not just I'm proud that my family has supported me in this journey because like I know my husband initially was like,
Mm.
oh, he knows how much food means to me because like I've grown up in a Greek family where food is the center of our life really. We get together and there's heaps of food. And my portion sizes were always a bit too larger than everyone else's. So I kind of it's kind of regrouped me in a way where I just eat what I need to for my body, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And would you say it's impacted on your relationships? Because like you said, you're really proud of how much your family supported you. But also, I mean, would you see that that's changed? Because sometimes hear that with clients.
definitely, I think, if you have a supportive family that support your journey, it's really
Mm.
good. Like, I have to laugh at this scenario, but the
Mm-hmm.
other night I was just eating some naughty food. It was chocolate, dark chocolate actually,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which I have every now and again, but both of my
Yeah.
boys
Yeah.
go, don't think you should be eating that, Mum. Aren't you meant to be on that program? So, so they're sort of supporting me in a way where I guess they know I've been on the program. So, and I think they have seen that
I think,
I've been like a lot more energized and more
yeah.
happy, I guess. And
I,
yeah, it just gives you
yeah.
a new life.
I think that's what I was probably thinking of. It's because our loved ones around us, they love us and they want us to be well.
That's right.
They want, we want our loved ones to be well
Yeah.
and happy and healthy and be able to, everybody, do things together. So when
Yeah.
I think, your husband, your kids, family around you have watched you struggle and
Yeah.
with energy and like you said, and gut health and things like that. And now they're seeing you glow in a different way,
Yeah.
like in a so it's they want you to carry on doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
And it's not just them, but I
yeah,
mean, they're the core of my everyday life, I guess.
yeah.
We also have like, people at my work have noticed a massive change physically in me, obviously. The program has made me lose like, and it's not about weight loss because there's a lot of other goals there, but I've lost
Mm-hmm.
around about 12 kilos on this program,
Yeah.
just by sticking to the foods. And
Mm-hmm.
but it's not just
Mm-hmm.
about losing weight, it's about everything else, as well. But my friends have noticed a change, like, and just when you are going through this and you've got more clarity, like I always used to talk last year when I was going through this to my friends about the clarity in my mind and being able to actually get through my days at work, long days at work during, I'm an accountant, so, tax planning, end of
Mm-hmm.
financial year, et cetera, our busy times, like
Mm-hmm.
you can actually get through the days focusing on that job, for a longer period of time. So the clarity
Mm-hmm.
in your mind is just next level.
Mm-hmm. I often say the weight loss isn't, yeah, like it's not about the weight loss, but the weight loss allows the real you to come out, so to speak.
Yeah,
It's like the real you is able to emerge
that's it.
as how you can feel genuinely good in yourself
Definitely.
and be
Yeah.
your real self.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it
Yeah.
makes you feel better. Like when you're on the program, you're eating all these, foods on your program,
Yeah.
and you see the results
Yeah.
of like the weight
Mm.
coming off and like, the hips getting
Mm-hmm.
smaller, especially with us women, hips, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm.
um,
Mm. It's just feeling
it's just
comfortable, though,
feeling,
isn't it?
yeah,
It's feeling
yeah.
comfortable.
And some of my clothes that were a little tight on me now fit me really well. I've had to buy new
Mm-hmm.
clothes, etc., etc. But it's not all about that. It's about the journey of
Yeah.
how to live a healthy
Mm.
lifestyle for the rest of your life, basically. It's not
Mm.
about,
Would you share?
yeah.
Yeah. Would you share anything about the medical? I mean, has your doctor said anything or anything there that you've, blood test wise,
Um,
or have you not had the repeat tests done?
yeah, look, I mean, I think earlier this year, like the first, when my kids went back to school, like, I've gone through a bit of a different change in my medical circumstances this year, only because
Okay.
I haven't been feeling that great and I've had a lot of symptoms that have replicated the menopause. And I was
Mm.
actually, I guess, really tired and really like my foggy
Mhm.
brain, etc., etc. And I
Mhm.
went and got the
Mhm.
blood test done with, my doctor went and got the blood test, and it came back,
Mhm.
that I'm going through menopause.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
it's changed a bit, like I guess
Mhm.
my focus.
Yeah. But also the program has allowed you to feel better just by focusing again on that.
Yes,
Would you?
correct. So
Is that what?
yeah.
Yeah.
So when I went
Yeah.
back to my
Mm.
practitioner and told her that my blood
Mm.
results have shown
Mm.
that now I'm
Mm.
going through menopause, and by
Mm.
meeting her and we're discussing, further bloods,
Mm.
like we did a
Mm.
detailed kind of bloods as well, like, and
Mm.
where
Mm.
my
Mm.
vitamin D has been stripped out and my blood glucose is
Mm.
not at a
Mm.
great
Mhm.
level. Just
Mhm.
we're trying to actually
Mhm.
go back to the program food and topping it up with, supporting my body with some supplements that are kind of
Yeah.
you know, putting the
Yeah.
putting
Mm.
energy back into my body, I guess. So, but
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So if you had somebody say, I'm thinking of doing metabolic balance, but I can't really quite decide. I'm in an R. We're on the
yep.
fence. What would you say to them?
I tell everyone that it's worth it, and you will definitely not look back anytime in your life,
Hmm.
because the journey you go through is actually one for life. It's not one that you just do for
Mm-hmm.
now, it's for life. So this will carry you
Mm.
on into years and years and decades. So if you're 20 and you're struggling and you want, this sets you up. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was obviously
Mm-hmm.
last year
Mm-hmm.
47 when I'd done this, and now, this will step me through for the rest of my life too, because I know that I can go back to
Mm-hmm.
these
Mm-hmm.
foods and go, okay,
Mm-hmm.
these are the foods that
Mm-hmm.
are really good for my gut. Like, and I know how
Mm-hmm.
to balance
Mm-hmm.
everything now.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I can have a sneaky little treat and I
Mm-hmm.
know how to balance it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would just
Mm-hmm.
tell everyone, just go for it. It is worth,
And
it is worth for you to do it. Like,
yeah. And I just want to also ask, because you mentioned you're an accountant.
yeah,
And so again, thinking about the cost of doing something like doing the MB program,
yeah,
you know, what would you, because it is actually an investment. I mean,
it
it's,
is. Look, it's not a
it's,
cheap program as such. Like, doing, obviously you have to go and get your blood test done, and that's an expense in
yeah.
itself. And then going down the program, yes, it is expensive, but what you're actually doing is you're investing in your health for the rest of your life, basically. So,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah.
when I put my kind of, accountant hat on it, yes, it's expensive,
Yes.
but it is well worth every single dollar
Hmm.
because you're investing in your health.
Hmm. Yeah. It's interesting as well, even saying the word expensive, because, if we look at the shakes and the
Yep.
powders out there and all that kind of the alternatives,
Well,
they
they're expensive too, I guess.
they
Like, and they're not cheap to kind of,
they're
yeah,
yeah, and as soon as you've taken them, they're gone. There's nothing left.
yeah.
It's like there's nothing left.
That's it. I think the thing
Yeah.
is with some of these
Mm,
fad diets that have gone on in, the last 10, 20, 30
mm,
years or whatever, I think doing the
mm,
metabolic program actually comes back to your basic everyday foods that you can go down to the supermarket and actually buy off the shelf. Like you don't have to go to
mm,
special stores to go and get, your cauliflowers, your pumpkins,
mm.
your beans, etc. Like they're everyday
Yeah.
foods that you can just pop into the supermarket and get. And there's pretty much no excuse really for you not to be able to,
Yeah.
having access to all of that is just at your doorstep really. So um,
Yeah.
that's what I love about
Yeah.
the program because yeah, it's just wholesome foods.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Wonderful. It's been so wonderful talking to you today, Paula. I know I'm thrilled to bits that you have, first of all, just, had the results you've had, but also I love the fact that you know that you're going to carry on doing this now, because
Definitely.
it's not a diet, it's a learning what to do,
Yep,
learning how to look after yourself, and then eat well and know your new boundaries, know
definitely.
when you. My one little bit of advice is putting my practitioner hat on here is I would love you to not talk about foods as naughty foods or good foods. Just it's about balance.
That's it. Yep.
And if you decide that something is what you want to have and you're going to have it just for that little bit of time and it's for the right reasons, because I don't know, whatever reason it is, like a bit of dark chocolate every now and again, if that's that, and enjoy it, and then
Mhm.
focus back again on next meal or
Yeah,
whatever. That's my little bit of advice. I just love the idea of that we learn to eat. It's not about learning healthy eating or unhealthy eating. If we just go, right, let's learn to eat for us,
yeah,
that to me is that's where we can actually have a good quality life.
yeah, definitely. It's all about balance.
Yeah,
Definitely. I
it
definitely
is.
agree. And I've
Yeah.
gone on a couple of wine trips the last 6 months to wine, regions and stuff, and I haven't held
Yes.
back. So, but I come back and I jump on the bandwagon and just eat my program
You
food.
know what to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what to
it's,
do. That's the
yeah.
beauty of it.
And I think you've got to live
Yeah.
your life to actually enjoy your life as well because,
Mm. Totally.
You know, we're on this earth
Yeah.
for a short time, so you may as well just enjoy
Yeah.
yourself at the same time as being healthy, I guess.
But also, yes, but actually, yeah, as long, we don't enjoy ourselves, that we then have to lie on the couch for 3 weeks to recover from.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the
Exactly.
difference, isn't it?
That's
That's the
exactly right.
difference.
No, it's been a really
Yeah,
wonderful journey.
yeah,
I've really loved it. It is hard work and you have to actually
wonderful.
put your mind to it. But once you put your mind to it, you can do anything.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Paula. It's been wonderful, wonderful to talk to you.
No, thank
And,
you for having me.
lots of luck moving forward.
Thank you. Really lovely talking to you, Cherry.